So the company policy is you need a key.
Correct, before you can enter the vehicle.
So you told him he could get his stuff out of the car.
No, he said he needed to get stuff out of there. I told him without the key, he can't get in it. He reached for the door to grab the door, the passenger door, to get inside of it. I pushed the door closed, and that's when he yanked it open and jumped inside, the passenger side. Told me that he needed to get his stuff out of there.
Okay.
He picked up some paperwork off the floorboard. He was reading the paperwork. He was on his phone trying to call. He even told me that he was trying to call his dad, and he was trying to call him multiple times. He was wasting time. So I told him if there's nothing else in the car that he needs to get out so I can finish doing what I'm supposed to do.
So actually you let him get the paperwork and stuff from the car.
He was in it. He wasn't supposed to be, but I was trying to defuse the situation, so let him get his stuff out. We'll move on.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Don't speak. You had your chance. Just gave you 10 minutes. Go.
He said that there's nothing that's stopping him from driving off because he's seen people do it before. I don't remember the exact wording that he used, but it was basically telling me that he's thinking about driving off. So I need to make sure that he doesn't. He reached into the back seat, was trying to get some stuff out of there. He's literally just wasting time, still calling his dad on the phone. He slides over the driver's seat, which that kind of alerts me because he've already said that he...
Don't just... Okay. He slides over to the driver's seat. Don't surmise. Don't editorialize.
At that point, I know he has the keys in his hand, so it's a push-button start, so you don't have to put the key in the ignition.
No, it's not, Your Honor. It's only a 2010.
He reached for the shifter. I'm not sure if the car was running at this point in time, but he reached for the shifter. I put my hand on the shifter to make sure that that wasn't happening, and then I pushed him out of the vehicle. He never hit the ground. He landed on his feet. The next second, I'm sitting in the driver's seat now, and he's standing outside the vehicle, and he reaches into his right pocket, which is right next to me, and flips open a knife. It wasn't just a regular knife. It was a knife with a hook on it.
Fishing. Fishing
knife. So at that point, I stood outside the vehicle, told him if he was going to use that, he better use it now. At that point, he hollered at his girlfriend that was maybe 30 yards away. She's standing by the other car that they have. He tells her to go to the house and get the pistol. At that point, I called Denton County Sheriff and alerted them of the situation, told them that he had pocket knives. I know that he had one for sure, and Denton County Sheriff came out.
Did you damage his car?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what I have. I have a lawsuit for $3,560 for car damage, and I have a counterclaim for $5,000 for money owed for threats of bodily harm, which, let us say I believe everything you tell me, which I don't. You behaved badly. Your car was being repossessed for a reason. Once that car was on his truck, that car was no longer yours to control because you had ceased to have an interest in it when you stopped paying for it. Not for a day, not for a week, not for a month, not for 2 months, not for 3 months. You ceased to have an interest in it. According to you, you got a nice guy who let you take your stuff out of the car. And then you started to be a wise guy. Paperwork isn't a fishing knife. Did the police remove knives from you? That's a yes or a no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did they ever give them back to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
When?
As soon as the altercation was done, Your Honor.
What altercation?
The police arriving.
When the police arrived and they removed a knife, did they remove a knife from your person?
No, Your Honor.
Where was it?
I had them all in my hands with the rest of my stuff, Your Honor.
That's on your person.
Then yes, Your Honor.
Now, you had all of your stuff in your hands. I'm trying to visualize, Mr. Smith Jr., how it was that you had all the stuff in your hands.
Like so.
Well, how did that happen if he assaulted you and kicked you out of the car?
I gathered my belongings from the ground, Your Honor.
You mean he kicked you out of the car with your belongings?
Yes, Your Honor.
How does that happen? You fell over?
Yes.
And then you picked them up?
Yes, Your Honor. And I immediately called the police.
So did he. You've had some difficult pickups and deliveries?
I've had a few, yes, ma'am.
This was one of them?
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't injured?
No, ma'am.
Good. Tough. Your case is dismissed. We're done.